Hello, my name is Shelly Brown, and I am with the University of the Cumberlands in the Principalship Program. Um, I'll be answering my interview questions with you today. Questions 1 and 2, I'm going to merge them together. I feel like they go hand in hand, so I can answer them at one time. I feel that a principal, a leader, should be goal-oriented. They should have a positive look. You should be easily relatable, if that makes sense. You should be approachable. You should be aware of the people in which you lead, what their style is. Are they more extrinsic, or are they intrinsic, and know what you need to do for those people to help motivate them, just as we do the students in our class. You should also be flexible. Flexibility is a huge part of our job from day to day, especially from a teacher standpoint. And, going from managing 18 to 30 kids to a staff of anywhere from 40 to upwards of 100, you have to be flexible. Things are going to happen, and you have to know how to roll with the punches, per se. The most important thing for me would be the positivity. To set a culture for learning that is positive and that embraces change and what our 21st century learners need. You need to be a positive person who is willing to take change and to modify your plans and behaviors according to those changes. And so with question 1, I feel like question 2 falls right into that. I do feel like I have a good disposition to be a leader over a school staff. I'm very positive. I'm positive with my students. I listen to what they have to say, and I make note of that. For example, our classroom, it's not my classroom, it's ours. We decide on things together. Now, in the end, just like a principal, the ultimate decision making, when it comes down to it, something critical that has to be taken care of, and if it's on my shoulders, then I've listened to the input. Now it's time for me to make the decision that I feel is best for our school, according to everyone else and according to what's laying heavy on my heart that needs to be done to promote our culture of learning. Question 3 asks about my vision for 21st century learners. Lots of times you think of a 21st century learner as someone who's on a Chromebook all the time, or an iPad, one-to-one. And that's great. They need that. They do. But they also need, paper, pencil as well, of course. But for me, a 21st century learner is someone who's learning to actually deepen understanding, to not just be able to create magical things on Google Docs, but who is able to take what they've learned and extend upon it, and to take those into the real world with them, to make critical thinkers that can think outside of that box and apply those things in a real life setting. Now, number 4 talks about the principal being an instructional leader and as a manager. In a way, I feel those things go hand in hand, but they are very different at the same time. An instructional leader, to me, is one who focuses on promoting and building the best teachers that we have, recruiting the best teachers, and to give them advice and strategies and research for them to help them find ways to solve a problem that they're having. A manager, I feel like it's more of kind of our behavioral aspect in the classroom. We need to manage certain procedures, what time the buses are going to be here, who's going to stand beside the buses, who's going to be in car rider line. If there is an issue between teachers, we need to moderate and come to an understanding and to clarify things to make situations better. the fiscal side of being, the fiscal side of being an administrator. That's new to me, and I'm excited to learn more about that. But I feel like that's more of the, even though that helps our instructional parts of our building, I feel that's more of a managerial side. Making sure that the custodians have what they need, making sure that the best people to interact with our children are hired, such as custodians and the people in the lunchroom, that they're all still part of our big learning community, and to know that their interactions with our children do mean something daily, and to watch that and to make sure that they're having positive communications with our children. I feel in relation to number 5, I would love to know deeper, I would like to have a deeper understanding of the laws that govern our school building, because we're not taught a lot of that in our practical classes. I would like to know lots of the fiscal, because I'm sure that's a totally new aspect to my job, and it's something I'm unfamiliar with, and I will need to work towards. And I will also need to learn a wider scope of strategies, because being a certified K-5 teacher, I'm not for sure if all the strategies that I've learned for the younger kids will benefit, say, middle schoolers or high schoolers. So that's something I'd love to get to learn more about. Thank you so much for listening to my video interview, and I can't wait to see what this program holds, and have a good afternoon.